This latest poll from Rasmussen, incredibly, I can't remember when this last happened, 50% of Democrats, those who voted for Biden, already want him impeached. What does this mean for the MAGA movement?
I think people realize that they've been lied to by a mainstream media functioning as the marketing department of the Democrat Party. I think they realize that COVID and everything was weaponized. I think they realize that Joe Biden is everything they've told you that Donald Trump was without evidence. He has the corruption. He has the incompetence. He's not clearly right in the head. I mean, obviously, senile to most people who are who are looking at it objectively and open to seeing what's actually going on. We have Russians amassing on the Ukrainian border, and we're talking about getting into World War III. You have China flying sorties over Taiwan and our allies. You have the disastrous botch withdrawal of Afghanistan. All of these things would have been impeachable offenses if it was Donald Trump, but with Joe Biden, we're going to do what we can to protect them.
So I don't know if anybody saw that in that poll where they said supposedly 50% of the Democratic Party already wants Joe Biden impeached. We'll get back to that in a minute. But January was spelled incorrectly. It was spelled Jan-E-ary. And I was actually going to open this out with a completely different statement until I saw that. And I was like, now, if anything makes you question the legitimacy of this poll, maybe it's that. Or the fact that it's coming from Newsmax, or the fact that Gorka is the one who's, hosting the segment on Newsmax. All of that combined should already let you know that what you're looking at is complete BS. But again, 50% of the Democratic Party wanting Joe Biden impeached. Come on, and then what? Who will we put in? I think people definitely more so have their eyes on 2024 than impeaching. I don't even need to look at that poll to know, come on, no, maybe 50% of the Republican Party, but the Democratic Party, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because at least people in the Democratic Party live in reality and don't watch Newsmax and get their information from Gorka. And look, anytime I see Donald Trump Jr.'s goofy ass, I feel like I just can't let him get a pass on anything, because of course the American people know that they've been lied to by the mainstream media. Now the big irony of that is always that Fox News is the biggest cable news network in the country, and they themselves are always talking about mainstream media. But you idiots are the main people poisoning the minds of Americans. Millions and millions of Americans who unfortunately vote more than the stable-minded people in this country do. We'll talk more about that later. But just in general, that's the biggest thing. People know they've been lied to by the mainstream media. That Donald Trump lost the election in 2020 and that he's some type of savior, because that's all that the Republican Party has at this point. But as we talk about all the time, that's what really, really makes them dangerous, because they don't have anywhere else to go, which means that they're going to continue down the authoritative path that they've been down for the last, 4 or 5 decades at least. And pay attention to how vapid the Republican Party is, because they don't have anyone else to put on the plate. Because yes, as we talk about here all the time, Joe Biden is not a good candidate for what we need right now. He's not the person who can really bring the transformative change, the true transformative change that this country needs to modernize us and really put us back into the full swing of the modern worldwide market. Now, the problem with that is, again, we just got to put Trump back in there, because again, he's the strong man. He's the authoritarian figure. He's their Jesus. He's their savior. He's their Christ. And it's like we got this or we got that. We have no other choice. It's either Biden or it's Trump. And it's like, I mean, come on. At least on the other side, there's a progressive wing, and then there's people that we can put up to bat that actually live in reality. But all the Republican Party has is Donald Trump, at least in 2024, which I know they know. They know that they have to find somebody, which Ron DeSantis is their best bet for after 2024, because he's quite comfortable being the governor of Florida. But they know what it is. They know that they're really in trouble and that they got to find an alternative to Trump after 2024, or else they're really going to be in some serious issues. They're really going to have some problems.